by Harry Belafonte. It speaks about these two people, Henry and Liza. Liza has asked Henry to go and fetch some water, but Henry is complaining because the bucket which he is to use has a big hole, and if he goes and fetches the water, all the water is going to leak out of the hole. Imagine trying to fetch water with a bucket which has a hole. The futility of that exercise. This leaking bucket has become a metaphor in business to speak of businesses which face customer attrition, which lose as many customers as they are trying to recruit. And the leaking bucket metaphor can be applied to more than just businesses. It can be applied to relationships, where you invest your time in a relationship, but the relationship is leaky. So you end up starting being at the very beginning when you started. Or it can be applied also in employment situations, where you hire employees, you train them, you do everything that's required, and then before you know it, they are leaving the organization just when you thought you have the employee. And of course, it can also be applied to our Rotary Club, whereby you bring in new members, but you lose just as many. And today, that's what I would like to speak about. Dear Rotarians and guests, this evening, I want to talk about fixing that leaking bucket by offering some tips that I have come to use in my role in Toastmasters to do the same. I want to acknowledge, first of all, this opportunity to speak with you tonight. As your speaking director introduced, I was a district director up until June of this year. So right now, my role is a past district director. And while in my role as district director, I had the opportunity to speak to the Rotary Club of Addis Ababa. I spoke to the Rotary Club of the industrial area, and I would get many speaking invitations. But all that changes immediately you become retired. Your phone stops ringing. So it was a real delight when your president, Rotarian Anne, invited me to speak with you tonight. And I'll tell you more about that later. In this evening's presentation, I want to give you some tips that you can use as Rotarians to fix the leaking bucket. Tips that you can use to ensure that you retain members. And membership retention is one of the ways to grow an organization. Of course, the other way is to add new members. In my role as district director, these are challenges I faced. I led a district with about 1,500 members. And usually, you will have about 60% of the members remaining because there's some things that you can't change. And then you might be able to add a new few members. This is a normal situation. But when the COVID pandemic struck, we were challenged because membership retention numbers dropped worldwide. But these tips that I'm going to introduce will show you how not only did we manage to retain 60% of our members as normal, but we gained membership so that our overall membership gain was 23% by the end of my term. These 5 tips I'm going to give you, I want you to help me remember them. So when I introduce a new tip, what I'm going to ask you is to write the first letter of that tip on the chat box. Don't worry, this will not interrupt the presentation. Just note the first letter of that tip and write it in the chat box. So what are these 5 tips? Let's get started. The first tip that you can use as Rotary Club to retain your membership is to prescribe the needs of your members. Excellent. I can see some people already writing the first letter of that tip. You prescribe the needs. And what do I mean by prescribing the needs? I mean, you define what the needs are. You establish the needs of your members. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you hire a new employee, you're giving them the salary that is even paying over and above average, but after some time they just walk up and leave? This is usually because you did not understand what this person needed when they were coming into the job. Money is just one of the motivators, and it's an extrinsic motivator. people have intrinsic motivators. They're coming in because they want to be challenged. They're coming in because they want to accomplish something. They're coming in because they want to be recognized. If you don't understand what it is they need, after some time you will notice that the person is bored. They're no longer interested in what the activities that you are conducting. They're not coming for meetings anymore. You keep pushing them to renew their membership and they don't seem interested. And usually this is because you haven't understood what it is they need to remain a member. So if you want this tip to make sure that you can retain members, that's the first one I'm giving you, to prescribe the needs of the members. Okay, so let's look at the second thing that you can do. The second tip is to elevate the fun. Elevate the fun. Psychologists will tell you that when we're having fun, the brain will release certain chemicals, oxytocin, dopamine, and these are feel-good chemicals. Chemicals that make someone want to continue doing whatever it is they're doing. Chemicals that make someone feel welcome and engaged. When I was a Toastmaster, we came up with this concept called the banner raid. And what we would do as a club is that we would, as a club, go and visit another Toastmasters club. And if we have achieved a certain number, for example, if we were 5 or 10 members of our club who managed to visit the other club, we would take their banner away. I can see our president has a banner behind her. So that's what we would try and do. We would take their banner away and we would tell them that if they wanted their banner back, they would have to come with 10 of their members to our club to get back their banner. Now, this of course was just all in good fun, but it gave that sense of community. People had fun. They would come dressed like warriors. Today we're going to raid a club. And this fun helped ensure that our club retained our members. So the second tip that you can use to retain membership is to elevate the fun in your club. Let's look at the third tip. And the third tip is to offer value. That's right, offer value. Now, I spoke at the beginning of prescribing the needs, defining what the needs are. And once you've understood those needs, you need to offer value. When I started my role as district director, I came up with a 3-page document of what I wanted my district to accomplish during that year. And the longer I looked at it, the more ridiculous it seemed. All these were my ideas. These are the things I wanted to accomplish, but I was not paying attention to why the members were coming in. It's the same thing like a chef in a restaurant who just brings you lots of food and tells you, here is wonderful food, go ahead and eat it, and hasn't taken the time to understand what it is that you enjoy eating. If you take the time to understand their needs and then you offer them the needs, you offer them value by giving them exactly what it is they need, they're going to eat up everything. In fact, my motto during my term was condensed from those 3 pages into one line. It was leave nothing on the table. That's what I asked people. I promised them that I was going to offer them value. And their only job was to make sure that they clean up the table and leave nothing. So the third tip to ensure that you retain members is to offer them value. The fourth tip is to ensure that you provide a safe and fun environment. A safe and fun environment whereby someone can come and feel that they belong. You see, joining a Rotarian club is an event, and we've had an induction ceremony to show how beautiful an event it can be. But staying and belonging is a journey. It's a journey that requires that this person who has joined feels that this environment is safe, that their views are respected and acknowledged. Think about a relationship. A relationship really blossoms and takes off when both parties in the relationship are willing to open up, to feel vulnerable around each other, to share the intimate sessions. And it's the same thing with joining a club. When someone comes to a new club and feels that this is a place where they can be safe, they can be supported, their needs will not be laughed at, they will be given the tools and the resources they need without being discriminated, then they can thrive in the environment. So the fourth tip, if you really want to retain membership, is to ensure that you provide a safe and supportive environment. We've come now to the fifth tip. And the fifth tip to ensure that your members remain members is to laud your members, to laud them, to recognize them. Laud your members. Laud your members and ensure that they feel they are recognized for their achievements. And I know in your club, you will have people who are undertaking projects, and when they reach their goals, you are recognizing those goals. But I'm talking about going over and beyond just those normal recognitions. You can laud a member for being the first person to log in. You can laud a member for switching on their video and keeping it on throughout the meeting. You can laud a member for any small thing. At the beginning of this session, there was a wonderful video which spoke about Rotary being the first social network. And the reality is that when we come from our workplaces, or sometimes even our homes, and come to the Rotary Club, it's because we're looking for a different experience. We're looking for a community where we'll be given a sense of belonging, but also to be recognized for what we can accomplish at the club. And when you laud members, they feel that they will come to the club and they will come out with that recognition, that feeling that, hey, my voice matters. Hey, I'm important. Hey, people recognize these small things that I do. You are more likely to retain those members. So I want us now to look at those 5 letters of the 5 tips and see if they spell something. If you think they spell something, please write it on the chat box right now. Just look at the 5 tips, each letter of the 5 tips that we've spoken about. And if you think they spell something, go ahead and write it on the chat box right now. 5 tips I gave you. Now, I haven't seen anyone writing yet. So I'm not sure if everybody was able to get the 5 tips. So I'm just going to repeat them once more. I said 1, prescribe the needs of your members. 2, elevate the fun. 3, offer value. 4, provide a safe and supportive environment. And 5, laud your members. All right. I can see some few responses coming in. I'm glad that we all know how to spell. So maybe you think there could be something missing in that abbreviation. If anyone thinks there's a letter which might be missing, please go ahead and write it on the chat box. If you think I might have left something out, go ahead and write it on the chat box. All right, I can see the questions coming in. So you're wondering if there's something I've left out. And yes, I can see all of you are wonderful spellers. The last and bonus tip that I want to give you starts with an E. And that is to engage in meaningful relationships. Engage in meaningful relationships. Because at the end of the day, in Swahili we say, watu ni mali. People are wealth. It is those meaningful relationships that people enjoy when they come to Rotary. And I can see already you have such a diverse and fantastic set of Rotarians in this club. And when you get to engage in those relationships with other Rotarians, then you start getting real value. That is already something that Rotary promises, an ability to make new friends. This, as I said in the beginning, is something I wanted to come back to later. When your president invited me, she was unwittingly helping me remain a member in Toastmasters. And this is why. It is because of my journey in Toastmasters. It is because of what I have done in Toastmasters that she reached out to me and told me, hi, Harry, can you come and speak at our club? She engaged in me. She engaged in a relationship and brought me here. And because of that, I see value in me being a Toastmaster. And I want to remain a Toastmaster. So you see, Rotary Club of Karen, you already know what to do. You already know how to fix the leaking bucket. By doing these 6 things, which spell people, you can retain people in your Toastmasters Club. And in conclusion, I just want to talk a bit about how that song by Harry Belafonte ends up. When Henry tells Liza that there's a hole in the bucket, she tells him to go and fix it with straw. He says he needs something to cut the straw. She tells him to get an axe. He says the axe is too dull. She tells him to get a stone. He says he can't sharpen the axe with the stone because it is too wet. So what does he need to get to wet the stone? He needs water. And how is he going to get the water? With a bucket. So you come full circle and you realize that to fix the leaking bucket, fix the water coming out, you need water. You need people to prevent people leaving the club. That is how you fix the leaking bucket. So it's been my great pleasure to speak with you this evening. I hope that you have gained something from this, and I am happy to take any questions that you have. Back to you, Lorraine.
Wow. Wow. That was powerful. You know, when you started with the, like the first letter, I was wondering, where is this leading to? But that was really, really powerful. Short and sweet. It's like a kiss. You keep it simple and sweet. I'm going to invite anybody with a question or a comment to our speaker, but mainly questions. Comments you can put on the chat, but if you need something that you want him to address, something that you want him to clarify, or just to ask him what motivates him to be so, do we talk like this as Rotarians? Okay, I open the floor. Okay, maybe I might want to ask you, what is your biggest motivation? What makes you feel so passionate about being a Toastmaster? And what drives you and every day to feel the same thing? Because I can feel the energy, not just from your mouth, but from the bottom of your belly.
All right, thanks for that, President. When I joined Toastmasters, I actually joined with a very selfish reason. I thought, hey, you know what? I think I can speak. Let me go and show people how I can speak. Of course, I realized when I joined that Toastmasters were at a whole different level, and I had a lot of learning before I could get to speak at the level. But the reason I stayed, which is different from the reason I joined, the reason I stayed is because through the Toastmasters journey, which is mainly about self-development, I also learned that my actions, my speeches could have a positive impact on others. It could help others unlock the leadership that they had in them. And that's what gives me greatest motivation. When I see I have been able to speak to someone, and because of that, they've risen to a challenge and taken up something, that sense of accomplishment is what motivates me.
Madam President.
Yes.
May I make some comments as well as a question? As you know, Rotary and Toastmasters have joined forces, and that means that Harry can come to any of our meetings as a member of Toastmasters, and hopefully we could also go to the meetings of Toastmasters. That is what we tried to do in linking the two organizations together. Now, if I can ask my question, are you still meeting on a physical basis, or are you like us meeting on a virtual basis? And if so, could we share and perhaps make a better and a more concrete partnership together with your particular Toastmasters group and the Rotary Club of Karen?
Thank you for that question, past District Governor, Jeff. And you are absolutely correct. Rotary and Toastmasters have a partnership at the very highest level. And just to add on to that, currently Toastmasters is holding its international convention. It is a virtual convention. And on Saturday, they will be speaking about that partnership. So I will send the president a link to that. You are welcome to also join and hear more about that partnership. But to your question about how we're currently meeting, just like you, because of government directives, we are meeting online, and Zoom is the preferred method of meeting. So you will be right at home in our meetings. We have over 85 clubs meeting across East Africa. You are welcome to come in and join any of them. And just like the convention, I will also be sharing the links with your officials so that you are able, as Rotarians, to come to Toastmasters meetings. In fact, we'll be delighted to have you in our meetings.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Madam President, if I may just add on to that. Thank you so much for that presentation. I particularly enjoyed that you started by singing for us. And so I think I'll be singing also every time I start talking in Rotary as well. I've been attending a number of Toastmasters meetings, and one of the things that I've not been as good at doing is inviting Toastmasters to our fellowships. So I think I'll be doing much more of that. And I think I'll stop talking because PDG Jeff actually asked the question that I wanted to ask about strengthening that link. So thank you once again.
Okay, Madam President, if I may ask a question or make a comment. Okay, Harry, thank you so much for that talk. Yes, we do so many similar things in Rotary and Toastmasters. And yes, I've been watching the international competition that's going on, as my husband is a Toastmaster, or has been for such a long time. And I brag about what we do in Rotary, and he keeps on comparing. But I wanted to know, as PDG Jeff asked, there is a Toastmaster group in Karen, isn't there? And
Yes,
maybe you could, after this, maybe you could link us up to whichever group that is that's in Karen. And I don't know if that is your group or you're in another group in Nairobi. Thanks for coming, and it was really awesome. And yes, I like that song too. It's from Jamaica.
Thank you. And yes, there is a club in Karen. It's a wonderful club. I will definitely pass on the contacts and the information about that club, and I encourage you to visit it now, but also when the directives are lifted, to go and visit it in person. You will not regret your experience. It's a wonderful and fantastic club.
Thank you.
Madam President, if I may ask a question.
Yes, please.
Harry, I mean, joy is contagious. You look like a very happy person. And we could feel that. And I know it's not just because your name is Harry that you're happy. So we've been going through, the world has gone through a dip. A lot of people are stressed. A lot of people, are not happy. So how have you been able to be happy, or is this part of what we learn at Toastmasters, or are you acting, or how do you stay happy like this? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wale. I'm glad that you believe I'm glad that you believe I'm happy, but I do feel happy as well. I think one of the reasons is because, like I said, you have given me something which is satisfying a need of mine, which was the opportunity to speak and hopefully inspire some change. But beyond that, like I mentioned before, when you are in a community where you can be vulnerable and where you feel that people are willing to accept you despite you being vulnerable, then you can truly be happy. You don't have to fake anything. You don't have to come out with a different persona. You can just be yourself. And that's what I try to do. It is true that because of Toastmasters, I've gained a confidence that allows me to just be myself. And being yourself is one of the easiest ways to ensure that you're happy. So I'm happy that you believe I'm happy and happy to share any joy that you think I have this evening.
Thank you, Madam President. Mine is more of a comment, and just to echo what Harry has said to us tonight. I've not met Harry physically, but I've known him for many, many years through emails, because I attended, I think, one or I think 3 Toastmaster meetings, and the emails you always used to get every week as a reminder came from Harry Karanja. So it's a name that is quite known in Rotary, in Toastmasters, and I really want to commend you. And I was not surprised to see how far you went into the Toastmasters program. So congratulations and thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm glad to hear that you've attended, so I'll invite you to continue attending. We would love to have you keep on coming for meetings.
Any other question, comment, or show? Okay, if you're yes.
If I may, I can see a question someone has asked to clarify the people analogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just repeat that I said to fix the leaking bucket, you need people. The tips I gave spelled the word people. So you need people to fix people leaving. And that was the essence of what I was talking about.
Great, great. Thank you very much. So I'm now, thank you very much, Harry. And I'm sure we'll get to listen to you again soon, either at Toastmasters or back again at Rotary Club of Karen. I'm going to ask Rotarian Tetson to kindly pass a vote of thanks on our behalf.
Good evening, friends and family of Rotary. Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I want to thank Harry for that happy presentation. It has really given us a lot of insights. When we have in the month of Reach One, Bring One, as now we'll be able to reach out, even the new members, be able to reach out and bring not even one. Let's put a target of having maybe 2 even or 3 in a month, and interested nation to people. Now, people is not just a word you refer to. Somebody is a word we refer to how to keep our friends closer, or even the club closer. And even as we bring out, thank you so much. We are very big to us, and we wish you nothing but the best. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was really good. I'm going to invite now our SAA to wait on us. I know we are very happy, all of us, members and guests alike. So our SAA will tell us how we normally show our happiness at the club. SAA?
Sorry, I am talking to my dining room. Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, friends and family of Rotary. Very good to see all of you come to the fellowship. Sorry, I need to find myself, number one, that I did not post our pay bill in time. Usually I try to do that before when the speaker is going on. But I did not do that because, sorry, my son just fell ill and I'm trying to multitask. But very happy to be here. Our happy dollars is 200 for every happy, which goes to our pay bill number 723,653, which is on the screen. This goes to a kitty that helps with all our projects and all the work that we do for the community. So the more you're happy, the more we help the community. And I thank you as you purpose to be happy, because I know we are happy. We also have some SAA fines, which is we have our standard 100 for all our members who attend or who do not. Apart from the rule of 85, 100 shillings, which we all pay together with Happy, so that at least we are able to minimize all the financials. But there are those who came really late, and I'm finding, guys, that as much as I keep singing to you, oh, you came late, or you don't have a PIN, or you do that, I follow you up. We need to pay. Let's be responsible. Let's pay for our club kitty, 100 shillings, plus any other that you're called upon. And we have, I can just point one or two because I was a little bit distracted. I'll pay for the rest, maybe. Andy Amadi, you are introducing your guest, but you were showing us your chest. But I don't know. I don't know how that goes with that. I don't know how that goes with all of us, but yes, we enjoyed looking at that and the nice beard. But we needed to see you. Vicky Karoga, you did not even show us your video. Whenever you're talking, let's all have our videos on so that at least we can see, we can know who we are talking to. Ted, giving your what do you call it?
Vote of thanks.
The vote of thanks. You have gone round a very long mountain. Let's be ready next time. Is there anybody, Madam President or Lorraine, you can tell me that did not unmute themselves, although I'm late? Sorry, I got distracted because my son just decided to throw up at the wrong time. But otherwise, apart from Andy, Vicky, and Ted, sorry, newbies. And again, Bella Kedasa, your guests coming late. So let's all try and keep time. Madam President, I think I'll also fine you for timekeeping because we never seem to keep our time to 1 hour. Have we always said our time should be 1 hour? Madam President? Madam President? Okay, Madam President will pay for that fine for also not unmuting herself. So that's where we are. Apart from the 100 that we normally pay as members, guests, you can be as happy as you want because this is the club. This is the happiest club. And I will start with my happies. I am happy for the guest speaker today. You are spreading the love of happiness. And in this day and age, in this time of our lives, that is what we need. We want to be happy. We want to smile. We want to just show our happiness all around. Thank you so much. I'm also happy for the club for always coming together. We are contributing to the Lebanon support, and you guys are the best. We've come a long way, and we're going a long way. Those are my two happies. Thank you, Madam President. I will leave the floor open for people to be happy.
Madam President, I can go?
Yes, you can. Sorry, I'm not the president, but yes, you can.
Okay. I'm very happy today for one, the final induction of Elizabeth into Rotary. I think you'll quickly realize you've made the right choice. This is a great place to be and to be a member of. Karibu Sana. My second happy is to the speaker. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'm very happy. Number one, I'm really happy because of the speaker. That was really fantastic. And then I'm happy because of the guests that you graciously invited and who honored the invitation to join us today. I'm very happy for that. And just happy to be here. So I have three happies. Thank you very much indeed.
Madam President, I'll go next.
Yes.
Two happies. One is for the speaker. Thank you very much once again. The second is for our new inductee, our newest Rotarian. Welcome, Rotarian Elizabeth. And I've paid 2 fines. Madam President, I had to pay your fine because if Lucy scared you into leaving video, I felt it was my obligation to pay that fine for you. So I paid your fine and mine. So thank you.
Mheshimiwa FT, you'd have to unmute. You're talking to yourself. I can't unmute you. You're still talking to yourself. Please unmute. I can't unmute you.
Click on the microphone.
Click the microphone thingy.
At the bottom.
Can I go?
I think we are going to assign one of us to be going to sit with FT every Wednesday. If we do it on a rotational basis, he can be able to speak to us every week.
I don't know what he does in here. I can't unmute.
Bottom left.
Okay, so who's going next? As we wait for FT to find his unmute button.
Hello, Madam President. Hello, Madam President.
Yes, hello.
It's Rotarian Bella. Now, I am happy. I have 2 happies. The first happy is for the happy presentation. The speaker was very eloquent and he's a happy man. That's very encouraging. And then my second happy is to my guests. I know they come in late, but I'm glad they actually make it. Most of them, I'm going to ensure they actually join the Rotary. So thank you.
And please fine yourself. For making the president do your job.
I am buying your drinks on Saturday.
Okay, FT is off. He's okay.
Yes, Madam President. I am pleased to be back in Rotary, as it were. I'm pleased that I am finally wearing a Major Donor's pin after a long wait. And I'm very grateful, Madam President, that you did the great thing of pinning it on me. You didn't send it on mail, and I appreciate that act. I'm happy to see my my mentor, Oga Wale Akiemi. And I'm happy to hear that we might be connected to Toastmasters. But my request that when the toasts are cut, some be given our way or sent our way.
Actually thought the toast was not bread, but it was for toasting a drink.
I beg your pardon. Or even then, could somebody be kind to send some drinks to us?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Madam
Thank
President.
you, Madam President. Those are, I think, is it 2 or 3 happies?
5, FT.
Oh, that's 1,000 shillings. You have it. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam President.
Yes.
This is Rotarian Doris Odera from the Rotary Club of Milimani. I have 2 happies, one for the great presentation and one for having me in your club today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Okay, I have some happies.
Yes.
I have 5 happies. First to our speaker, Harry, that was great. And one to our newest Rotarian, Elizabeth. And the next one, I'm very happy to be back, finally. And I'm very happy for all the guests that were invited. It's a great club to be, and please join or please always visit our club. Thank you.
Madam President, I also have 3 happies.
Yes.
Peter Masharia here from the Rotary Club of Ongata Rongai. It's a pleasure to join you.
Karibu sana IPP.
Thank you. My first happy is for listening to Harry Karanja. It's always a pleasure to listen to him. He's a very great speaker. The second one is for the growth in your membership. I'm impressed that you're really growing very fast. And the third one is for the visitors who are with you today. I think by the end of the year, you're going to be quite a huge number. So great to be with you. Thank you.
Madam President, I've got two happies as well. One is to Harry Karanja. Thank you very much, Harry, for coming to speak to us and for doing a fantastic job as always. My second happy is to our newest Rotarian, the newest Rotarian in the world. Welcome very much for choosing the club. And my third happy, I'd already paid my two happies, is to Philip. Well done. You're doing a fantastic job just bringing them in and roboing. Let's robo people. Thank you.
Madam President, this is Vicky. Yes. I think I have two happies, one for the lovely presentation from Harry. I really enjoyed it. And the second one, of course, for the new member who just came in. I also have 5 happies that have been given from my guest, Kezi Kihara. And she says 2 happies are for hearing my name mentioned as a disciplinary measure. And then the other 3 are for being in a very great place with great community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam President.
Good evening.
Rotary Ted here. I have 2 happies. My first happy is to the presenter, Harry. Absolutely lovely presentation. It was very insightful. And then my second happy is to you, Madam President, for making a good presentation at the State University. We now have visitors today. We hope that and pray. No, we actually, I know they will become members in due time. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to give 4 happies. Obviously, the speaker was excellent. I'd also like to recognize the visitors that have been introduced tonight, particularly those from Bella, and it is great to see them here. Look forward to seeing them again. And finally, it's good to see our friend FT back amongst us, and I look forward to seeing him pressing the buttons as we go forward. Thank you.
Any other happy? My back room, guys, I can't see everything, but yeah.
Harry looks like he wants to be happy. Harry, do you want to be happy? You're welcome to be happy.
I'm very happy. I just don't know what the process is, but I believe for every happy
you pay 200 shillings only.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So let me give then 2 happies. The first happy is to the entire Rotary Club of Karen. Thank you for having me. It was a delight to speak before you this evening. And my second happy is to Lorraine, who ensured that she kept following me up every single week, that I don't forget this very important day. So those would be my 2 happies, and I'm happy to make that contribution. I just need you to, I think it's in the chat, so it's okay. Yeah. I'll find it. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Harry. Madam President, maybe I just need to recognize a few people who have been happy on the chat.
Okay.
And we have Modoni Moturi, who has had 2 happies for the guest speaker. We have Kathy Kimathi, who is also happy with her 3 happies. And Vicky has come on, but yes, she also posted. about our guest speaker and everyone. I don't know whether our backroom has been able to pick up any happies from the other chat, but that's all I've got for tonight. And I think I will hand it over to you, back to you, Madam President.
Madam President, one of my guests, he has 3 happies. One for attending a Rotary meeting for the very first time and learning from Harry, and 2 for being invited by his mentor, and 3 for seeing FT again after so long. So 3 happies for Anthony.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wale. Please tell your guests to just check on the chart to see our pay bill number, which is 723,653. Account your name, and we will be able to reconcile.
All right. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
I have just 3 happies. One is for my guest Wandia, 2 is for the presentation, and 3 is for the newest Rotarian, who I gratefully hand over the title of newbie to. Thank you.
Okay.
Good
We
one.
shall get to know that one.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for your happies. I'm glad, so many of you are happy. I'm happy too.
Madam President, sorry, our newest Rotarian has raised her hand. Elizabeth, Rotarian Elizabeth, you can go. Feels nice to call you that.
Yes. Thank you, Madam President. I have 5 happies today. One happy is to Philip for allowing me to be part of this great family. Another happy is for you, Madam President. Thank you very much for taking us through the far that you have brought us. Another happy goes to Rotarian Andy. Thank you for handing over the baton. And the other 2 happies are for my guests today. Thank you.
I think we lost our president. Is she still there?
I think we've lost her.
Okay. And continue being happy. I can see a happy from Abigail Musimi, who is Bella's guest. 2 happies. President Anne O'War has also posted her happy. Thank you, Madam President.
Leonta has also posted her happy.
Leonita, thank you for your happy as well. Yeah. Okay. Seem to have lost our president. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. I've got a very malicious internet connection. Every time I'm just about to speak or somebody's supposed to say something very important, it goes off. I need to find out what gender it is. Anyway, so I was saying I have 5 happies. My first happy is to our guest speaker today, Harry. Starting from the topic that he gave us, for me, I really wanted to hear what was in that topic. It was really good. And the tips were just great. Very simply put, but very, very powerful. And I believe we as a club have taken that and we're going to try and make it work for us. And that we need to recognize that people are the biggest asset in our organization, in our club, and in Rotary going forward. So, those are the people we need to be. My second happy is to my newest baby, my newborn, Elizabeth. Karibu sana. I've even forgotten I had labor pains. Now I'm holding a new baby. I am elated. I'm really, really happy. My third happy is to all the guests, all my guests. Dr. Wale, don't think they were your guests, they were actually mine, all of them. And I'm really, really excited that they could join us after my Thursday talk. And I just want to tell you that this is a place to be. Street University meets on Tuesday and Thursday. We meet on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So you're most welcome. And this is where you get to hear and meet powerful people, Rotarians and non-Rotarians coming to bring us together and to speak to us. So karibu sana. My fourth happy is to FT Nyamu. One, for finally wearing his major donor pin after so many years and so much frustration. I was very delighted yesterday to pin it on him, and I think he was really, really excited, and I was excited too. I'm also excited about FT because of taking up the challenge of Robo, and he brought in a guest, and this guest I know is going nowhere. She's here to stay. So karibu sana, and thank you, FT. I know FT has always told me that whatever job I want to give him, he will take. And I have given him that job, that I need 12 new Rotarians from him this year. And I know FT takes up challenges very seriously and he's going to do that. My other happy is for our hike on Saturday. I'm very excited with the number of people that have registered. I know we haven't met some of our new members who are joining us. We're going to be seeing you for the very first time. And I'm really, really excited that we're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. And you know, just come with an open spirit because we're going to have so much fun. Finally, I want to welcome past President Janet Mathenge. Janet, karibu sana nyumbani. I spoke to Janet a couple of days ago and I had offered to go and cook for her doma and gwashi, and she told me that her freezer is full of that because she had such warm welcome from everybody that you know, she had all that food that she had missed for so long. Karibuni sana, and I'm so delighted that all of you could join this evening. Thank you very much.
Asante, Madam President.
Good. And now that you're there, I already gave you a job. Please give us our attendance, Madam.
Okay. Today we had 54 attendees. We had, thanks to Street University, Bella, Dr. Wale, and all the guys who have invited guests today, we had 18 guests today, and I hope they're here to stay. We also had 9 visiting Rotarians today, past presidents, you know, from Milimani, Ongatarongai, Madaraka, Karua, Gong Hills, and so on. And we also had 1 Rotaractor. Now, for our attendance fully, we had 26 RCK attendees and 16 makeup, so we have about 70% attendance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. And I'd like to give the final toast, so maybe you can project our visiting Rotarians that we need to recognize. Great. So our final toast for non-Rotarians is that you still hold the glass that you had, or you place your right hand on your left chest, and I will give you our final toasts in conjunction with the Rotary Club of Nairobi Madaraka, Karura, Milimani, Ongata Rongai, Gong Hills, and the Rotaract Club of Africa, Nazarene University. I give you the world, Rotary and Rotaract and world over.
Rotary and Rotaract the world over.
Official meeting is over, but you can stay on for a social, at least for the next couple of minutes.